Hello everyone, today we're going to be ranking every NFL mascot. Before we start, I have a few things to mention. Firstly, past NFL mascots will be included and each mascot will get their own ranking. This is so we're not ranking the teams, just the mascots themselves. I did not include animals in this list because I don't think they stack up to the actual mascots themselves. And also the criteria is by looks, inspiration for their creation, social media presence, and uniqueness. Without further ado, let's get to the ranking. Now, the first thing you might notice when you take a look at this chart is that the Jets, Giants, and Packers don't have any mascots, they just have their logo. That's because they actually don't have mascots of their own, so they actually get their own separate tier right here at the bottom. It's kind of sucks that they don't, especially both New York teams not having any mascots, and Green Bay as well, but it's whatever, you kind of have to deal with it. All right, so first up, we have Major Tuddy from the Washington Commanders. Now, he is a pretty cool looking mascot. I cut off his image here so you can't really see, but for every single one of these mascots, I will be putting up an image so you guys can see. But he was inspired by the Washington Commanders offensive line in the 1980s, which it's a pretty unique design, I have to admit. Like to inspire it off of your O-line from the 80s, I think that adds the uniqueness factor. He does have its own Instagram, where he posts on occasionally. He does not have any other social media though. I am going off of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for this list, but I think he looks pretty cool. He's unique. He has a really good inspiration, and he has okay social media presence. So I think it's good to start off with him at B tier. Okay, so next up we have Captain Fear from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He does look pretty cool. I mean, he is a pirate, which is exactly what the Buccaneers are. So he does not have a unique inspiration. He is just based off of a pirate. I guess that takes away a little bit. The biggest thing is he has almost no social media presence. He's on the Buccaneers Instagram a little bit, but he does not have any social media of his own. Um, and I haven't seen much. I can't find much about this guy online, so I think it's safe to put him in C tier. He's not bad by any means. I just don't think he's great. So. Okay, so next up we have Sourdough Sam from the 49ers. Now, he's a unique case. I chose a really bad image here. I'll put a better one up on screen right now. But he does have, I mean, he's as unique as you can get for a team named the 49ers. He's based off of a gold miner who went through the California Gold Rush. I think that's pretty interesting. He actually does have quite a high social media presence. He has an Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok of his own, appears on the 49ers page. I mean, his YouTube is kind of lackluster. It's there, but it doesn't really do much. But he does have social media in all three things. He has a unique-ish design. It fits the team well. He looks a lot better than he does in this photo, so I think he's going to go at an A tier, but it's going to be moved to a low A as time goes on. So the Seahawks are actually an interesting one. They have two mascots that are both active. The first one is Blitz, and he has more of a menacing tone to him. I like the way he looks. He looks great. His social media presence is a bit lackluster. All he has for himself is an Instagram, which only has like 4 posts and like 200 followers, so it's not great. But I think it's a good mascot, but it has no inspiration. It just feels like they threw Blitz in there just so they could have a mascot, and for that reason, I'm gonna put him at C tier. But just because he looks good, I think he's gonna get a high C tier. I'll put people in between him and Captain Fear. Now, Boom is in the same boat. Boom is actually a sidekick to Blitz. meant for like a younger audience, which I think that's a good idea. It brings in a bunch of younger fans and it helps resonate with them, whereas I think Blitz would be a little bit scary. Um, it does look a lot less menacing, but again, it is meant for kids. It does have a more unique design with like a backwards cap and the wings, so I think I'm actually gonna put it in B tier over Blitz. So yeah. Next up, we have Staley the Bear from the Chicago Bears, and he's actually named after the founder, A.E. Staley. I said that wrong so many times while recording this video. I think he's pretty cool. I mean, it looks a little bit off. It looks old. That's the big thing. It looks a little bit old. I do like it, however. The biggest problem for me is that like he has absolutely zero social media presence. I could not find anything. The closest thing I found was a random guy posting a TikTok about how he like met up with him. It, it's terrible presence on social media, but I think it's I think his looks and design take him out of D tier. I think they move him to a low C. So next up with the Eagles, we have two mascots. We have Swoop and Air Swoop. They're basically the same thing, but Air Swoop is just an inflatable, whereas Swoop is just a mascot in a costume. So Swoop, I understand the reference. It's obviously an eagle. I mean, there's not much else they could have gone off there. It's not very unique, but I do like the design of it. The biggest problem I have is that he has he appears a little bit on the Eagles' uh, social media, but he doesn't appear on his own. He doesn't even have his own. And also his name, Swoop, it feels unoriginal. So for that reason, I'm gonna put him with Boom, or wait, Blitz, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Blitz. I'm getting these two mixed up. But yeah, I'm gonna put him with Blitz. I think he fits here. Same boat, kind of low social media presence. I'm gonna actually put him below because at least Blitz has some social media presence. And Air Swoop, I mean, I didn't even know this guy existed until I looked him up. He's going in D tier. I don't see a reason they would need a second version of the same mascot, so he's gonna stay here in like very low D tier. So Victor the Viking is up next, and he actually, I like his design a lot. It's very simple, but it looks like the Vikings logo. It's has the horns, it has the mustache. It looks great in every way. It's not really based off of anything, but it's one of the few it was one of the first human mascots, which is pretty interesting. The big thing is he has a huge social media presence on uh TikTok and Instagram. And so that I think lands him at an A. I think I'd say right next to the Niners sourdough Sam. So I think that's a good place to put him. We'll have much. I know you guys are wondering why we don't have any S tiers yet, but we're gonna get to them. There's some later in this list that will definitely be put in S tier when we get to them. So next up we have Rampage from the Rams. I like his design a lot. I think it's really cool. He does not have his own social media, but he does appear on the Rams TikTok and other people's TikTok a lot. So that gives him a boost. He doesn't have any inspiration, but he does look a lot like a ram. So I have to give the Rams that, and it's cool that they also have him. I think the colors fit him perfectly, especially with the blue and yellow eyes. I find that to be a nice touch. So I think I'm going to put him in A tier. So next up, we have the first of two Saints mascots. Sir Saint. I think his design is okay. He's actually based off of a Christmas card that was sent to the owner in 1966, which is very random. I think he's okay. He has a decent amount of social media presence on other people's platforms. I think he's pretty unique. I mean, he has a giant chin, so I think that lands him in a hot medium B tier. Yeah, I think right below Major Tuddy. I think that's a good place for him to stand as of right now. So next up we have Gumbo the dog. Now the name is pretty interesting. It's based off of a popular dish in New Orleans, so I like that. I think it's simple. A dog. I mean, you can't really do much. I mean, what are you gonna give them, an angel? So I think the design is overall pretty cool. The problem is he does not. He's appeared on very little social media. Like, Sir Saint has appeared on a lot more than he has. So I think for that, I'm gonna put him right below Boom. I think he's gonna stay in low B tier. All right, so next up we have Rowdy from the Cowboys. He does have his own Instagram and appear, or not Instagram, TikTok. He does not have his own Instagram, but also appears on the Cowboys TikTok as well, quite a bit. So I think that's good for him. It's a good cowboy design. I like it. I think it's cool that he has like the handkerchief on him as well. Um, it's overall a good design. He has cowboy boots as well, which you can't see in this little photo, but I'll put a photo right up there for you guys. Um, and yeah, it's just overall a good mascot. I think he deserves high B tier. He's solid. Actually, low A tier. He is a solid mascot. So next up we have Freddie Falcon. Now, I th I think the name is pretty good. I think his social media presence is great. He has a huge TikTok and Instagram following. The biggest thing I cannot get behind is the way he looks. It is just like it reminds me of an owl, not a falcon. Like I really if he didn't have as good of like a social media presence and a name, I would throw him straight into D tier. But just because he has like a good social media presence, he's won mascot of the year before. I think I'm gonna move him up to like next to the Buccaneers. Actually, now that I think about it, I actually like the Buccaneers. Captain Fear. I actually like him a little bit more. I think he fits more up here. I'm gonna actually move him below the Bears mascot. So yeah. So next up we have the KC Wolf, and I mean it's an okay name. He has an Instagram, but the biggest thing, like he just something looks off about him. He looks like a low quality cosplay rather than a mascot. It just doesn't look like his face just looks low quality. I mean, you really can't see it in this picture, but I'll show you a picture like on screen, and it just looks pretty low quality and it doesn't look good. So I think for that he goes in high C tier. Okay, so next up we have Big Red, and he's a cool looking mascot. The biggest problem is he's confused with so many other mascots named Big Red, like the mascot of WKU, the mascot of I'm pretty sure Louisville, the mascot of pretty sure that's it, but like he gets undermined by all of those, especially because he has no social media. So like when you look it up, you get the Louisville and WKU mascots instead of him. It's just like it's hard to know he as a Cardinals fan that he really even exists. So for that, I'm gonna have to throw him in, yeah, next to the, I think right there is a good spot for him, right behind Swoop. So yeah. So next up we have the Houston Oilers, the Roughneck, which I thought was pretty interesting. I thought I'd include him here for fun. He obviously has no social media because of how old his character is, but he's actually the only mascot that's just a human with like all these other mascots, even if they are humans, like they have their own like mask on them. The Roughneck was literally just a guy dressed up in an Oilers uniform. I honestly like it quite a lot. I think it earns him a high B tier. It would be very cool if he was around today, but obviously the Oilers aren't around anymore, so that can't happen. Okay, so next up we have the Raider Rusher. Now it was hard to even find a picture of this guy. Like he is nowhere on the internet. He is like almost no presence anywhere, and it's just like it has uniqueness because it's like the only mascot that's just a giant head. But on the other hand, like most people don't even know it exists. The Wikipedia page for the mascots doesn't even have his name on it, like or his picture on it. It's kind of sad, honestly, when you really think about it. So I think for that, the highest I can give him is high C tier. So I apologize. I actually forgot three teams throughout this entire video. The Chargers also actually don't have a mascot. We have Pat Patriot from the Patriots, and Houday from the Bengals. Now both of these are kind of in the same boat. They the they're kind of just based off of their teams. Houday is based off of the Bengals saying, and Pat Patriot is just based off of the team. I do like they have the same amount of social media presence, so I'm just ranking them together right now. I do like the look of Houday a lot more, so I think he's gonna go in low A tier, whereas Pat Patriot is gonna go in like B tier, mid B tier. All right, so we have up next T-Rack. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the new mascot. I don't think a raccoon fits the Titans well. You could have given them like a knight or something, but yeah, it just doesn't fit. I do like the old mascot though, just because that one video I'll play it on screen right now.
It's always great when the mascots and cheerleaders get together. Whoa! Engulfed! That's not right.
So that makes him a little bit more iconic. He does have a high social media following, but I just don't think he fits the team very well, and for that reason, I can only give him like a low B tier. So next up we have Sir Purr. I like his design. I think it's pretty cool. The big thing is his social media actually keeps up with a lot of trends in social media. So like they obviously have a young admins growing the account, but I do like his design. I think it's a simple name, but so I think he goes in A tier. I actually don't know why the Cowboy. I'm gonna move the Cowboys Rowdy down to B tier and the Roughneck up to A tier. I think that's a little bit more proper for this list. So next up we have Stealing McBeam from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now I actually like his design. I think his like sharp jawline and like defined facial features make him a lot better. He's always carrying around a steel beat, but I think the thing I like the most is that on his social media, he has this like world tour type of thing. I actually don't know um if it is official, but I'm pretty sure it is. And if it isn't, it's okay, but I think it's pretty cool nonetheless, even if it's not an official thing. Whatever Steelers fan is doing this is really cool. Um, so yeah, I think he gets a solid, honestly, high A tier. Yeah. So this is TD Dolphin. He's the Dolphins mascot. I like that he has the helmet like the old logo used to have. Um, I think it's a pretty cool design. The only thing is his name is hard to like. You can't tell someone, oh, TD. Like most times they're not gonna really know what you're talking about. So I think the name actually brings it down a little bit. But I think he's a solid mascot. I think he goes in B tier. So next up is Rory the Lion, and while he does have a really good Instagram, the big thing I don't like is his hair. He has this like it almost looks like dreads, and it makes him look like a mop rather than a lion. Like I think they would have been better off going for like a full mane that just sticks out, kind of like the Bengals Huday's fur, because like he just looks kind of meh. He looks like Edna Mode from The Incredibles. And so for that, I think he's also gonna get B tier. Now, next up we have Miles from the Broncos, and I'm sorry, I just can't get behind the way he looks. Like this is just creepy, man. He like if as a kid I'm sitting there at my Broncos game, whoa, looking, and I look over and I see this guy come up to me, I start screaming. He does not look friendly at all, but he just looks like he looks scary, not even like menacing, just like uncanny, and I really can't get behind the way this guy looks. Like some of the other, actually, I'm gonna move the Falcons mascot down to D. I want to be honest and move him down a little bit more. Yeah, I think this is a better way to design the list so that it's more like it's less C tier heavy. But I think he is going to go in like C tier. That's the best place I can put him. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be not too biased when it comes to this because I am a Jaguars fan, but I do like Jackson Davis. I think he's a good mascot. I mean, when he's fully clothed, which yes, he does get he gets down into a skin suit, not even a skin suit, just like a pair of underwear and like a helmet, and it's not even like a pair of underwear on the mascot suit. It's just the guy dressed as him, fully painted in like yellow with black spots. It's the most insane thing ever, and he also hangs like he's also famous for like jumping from really high heights and just hanging there by a crane. I it's pretty insane, but I do like it, and his social media presence, he's also like very modern with it, like trendy. So I'm not gonna be too biased here, but I'm gonna put him in A tier. I think that's especially next to Sir Purr, I maybe a little bit below him. Why can't I put it there? Thank you. But yeah, I think that's a good spot to put him. I'm trying not to be biased. Let me know if you guys think I was too biased, but I don't think I was here. So yeah. So I'm gonna just group the two Browns characters together and just rank them both at once because they both appear on social media like with each other. Um, I do like the design of both. I think it's simple. I think it represents their logos well because both of them are logos for the team, alternate logos. Um, I don't have much to say about these guys. They're just solid. I think they're middle of the pack guys. Now, if you were wondering why we haven't had any S tiers, you haven't seen these guys yet. Toro and Blue. Now, these guys are both I mean, I can't really argue. They're like the best mascots. I'm just gonna put them in S tier and then I'll explain. I don't think I have to do much explaining because like these are the two mascots that come to mind when people think NFL mascots. Because I mean, mascots are like more popular in college sports, but like in the NFL, you don't really think of mascots that much. But when you think of mascots, these two are the ones that come to mind the most. Toro has the biggest social media presence out of any of these mascots. He has, I'm going to check right now, but I think he's more popular than some. He's more popular than some NFL teams. The Colts mascot, always famous for doing this pose. You can even see it right here. Put a video of him doing it up right now. And he's also really popular. There's also that one video of him throwing the whoopie thighs in that woman's face, and that's also just an iconic video. So I think these two deserve the S tier. I don't think that's many people are going to disagree with me on that. But just rapid fire through our last two mascots. The Ravens mascot, Poe. I'm not a big fan. It's a cool name. It's based off of Edgar Allan Poe, because like he had all the Ravens stories. So I like the name. I just can't get behind the look of him. He looks like um those Five Nights at Freddy's cosplays that looked like they were made in a garage with a bunch of cardboard. Like that's what he reminds me of. He just looks low quality and I'm not a big fan of him. So for that reason, I'm gonna put him in like low C tier. And then the Billy Buffalo, cool name. I think he's very also middle of the pack. He's 8 feet tall, so that's unique about him. He has a very big head. I think I'm gonna put him next to Pat Patriot. I think so. Yeah, this is the entire list. Again, this is my uh opinions. If you guys think any differently, let me know in the comments. But I think this is like I really do enjoy like the NFL mascots. I like that they have them, even if they're not as popular as like college football's mascots. Accidentally right click there. Oops. Anyways, I think it's a good it's fun. It's fun to have these mascots in, especially ones like Toro and Blue. And I think if NFL teams start taking more advantage of their social media, like the AFC South has, I mean, except for the Titans mascot, I put all these guys really high up, and he's even like middle of the pack in B tier. But like, I think the biggest problem is that like these four teams they don't have mascots, which is like stupid. You could get Jets, you could give them an airplane attendant. Giants, you could just have a man dress up in a giant inflatable man. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Packers, you would probably just have to do something like, I don't know, a guy. But then the Chargers, you could have like them do a something lightning related. I think it would be pretty cool. Or you could do an electrician for the Chargers, and I think it would just be pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think they should do about these four mascots down in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more stuff like this and more NFL content in general. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.